for joining us. This is the Signature TV News Updates. I am Ifunanya Ilodianya. In the headlines, Appeal Court upholds final forfeiture order of Diezani's $40 million jewellery. At least 10 persons have been killed as houses were burnt in fresh attack in Plateau village. 3 Lebanon female judges resigned to protest political interference. And now the details. The Court of Appeal sitting in Lagos on Friday upheld the final forfeiture order on the $40 million worth of jewelry seized from the premises of the former Minister for Petroleum, Diezani Alison Madueke. Justice Festus Obande, who read the judgment, dismissed the move by the former minister to challenge the forfeiture order, saying that there were no substance in Alison's bid to overturn the lower court's order. According to the schedule attached to the forfeiture application, the jewelry categorized into 33 sets included 419 expensive bangles, 315 expensive rings, 304 expensive earrings, 277 expensive necklaces, 189 expensive wristwatches, 174 expensive necklaces and earrings, among others. The investigator also said that the EFCC was in possession of the details of the bank account through which Mrs. Alison Madueke received her salary as minister. At least 10 persons, including children, have died while others have sustained injuries in an attack on Tagbe village in the Miango district of Basa local government area of Plateau State. The perpetrators, who were suspected to be herdsmen, invaded the community early on Friday morning, setting houses ablaze, maiming and killing residents in the attack. The National Publicity Secretary of Irigwe Development Association, Davison Malison, while confirming the incident to newsmen, said apart from 10 bodies recovered so far, others were still missing. Meanwhile, Governor Simon Lalong, who condemned the attack on the village, said the criminals are bent on instilling fear, pain, and sorrow on the people with a view of destabilizing the states and making fortune from their criminality, as well as rupturing the substantial peace attained. The Kaduna State government has announced the restoration of telecommunication services more than a month after it was shut down on the orders of the State Security Council. The State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arua, who made the announcement at a news conference on Friday, said the restoration of full services in the affected areas may unfold over a few days as the service providers are mobilized to power their transmission system accordingly. Arua noted that the state government regrets the inconveniences residents of the affected local government areas may have encountered as a result of the shutdown, and also commended the sacrifices made while the shutdown lasted. However, the government reiterated that other measures announced as part of the security containment orders remain in force. In business, petroleum products valued at 12.87 billion naira were lost in 7 months as oil theft and part-line vandalism continue to plague the country's oil and gas industry. The latest data obtained from the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) showed that product losses amounted to 1.67 billion naira in September, compared to 3.69 billion in July and 2.18 billion in June. The corporation said products worth 1.1 billion naira were lost in May, up from 961.35 million in April. Product losses amounted to 1.64 4 billion naira in March and 1.62 billion in February. No losses were recorded in January and August, according to the National Oil Company. NNPC further stated that Port Harcourt area accounted for 65% in May, while Mosimi and Kaduna area accounted for 30% and 5% respectively of vandalism points. On the foreign scene, 3 Lebanese judges have resigned over interference by politicians in the work of the judiciary, including a probe in the last year's Beirut blast. A probe into the last year's Manda port explosion has exposed the extent of such interference, with top officials mounting a complex web of court challenges to obstruct the work of lead investigator Tariq Bikhtar. A judicial source said on Wednesday 3 women judges handed in their resignation to protest political interference in the work of the judiciary and undermining of the decisions issued by judges and courts. According to him, the head of the country's top court was yet to approve the resignations and has called for the matter to be discussed in a meeting. The resignation came after officials filed dozens of lawsuits against Bikhtar as well as other judges, processing requests by lawmakers demanding his removal. In sports, Napoli has confirmed that Osimhen has been discharged from hospital following his successful surgery to injury he suffered in the Serie A match against Inter Milan on Sunday. Osimhen fractured his cheekbone and orbital in the game against Inter Milan following a clash against Skriniar. In a statement published on the club's social media page, Victor Osimhen will rest for about 10 to 15 days before being reassessed. The 22-year-old is expected to be out for 3 months, which rules him out of this next year's African Cup of Nations. The club also thanked Inter Milan director Giuseppe Marotta and their medical staff for their help in making sure he received proper treatment in Milan before leaving Naples. Before we end the news, a recap of our major stories. Appeal Court upholds final forfeiture order of Diezani's $40 million jewellery. At least 10 persons have been killed as houses were burnt in fresh attack in Plateau village. 3 Lebanon female judges resigned to protest political interference. Safety and security begins with you. Be patriotic. Report any suspicious activity to law enforcement agencies. Please stay safe. And that's the Signature TV News updates. On behalf of my producer, Chibueze Obi, I am Ifunanya Ilodianya. Thanks for watching.